First thing on the agenda is consent agenda approval of December 13, 2021 minutes, approval of December 21st, 2021 special meeting minutes, approval utility amount refunds in the amount of $174.32, approval payment to Gilmore Bell for professional service for Geo Sales Tax Bond Series 2021, the amount of $25,200. Is there a motion we approve consent agenda as read?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
Aye.
Motion carried. Regular agenda, none. Public comment petition memorial, I guess we don't have any. Old business, none. New business. More public library update, yes.
Erin couldn't be here tonight, but she did have in her report, the library board is asking for the commission's consideration to appoint Jim Ewing to fill a vacant term till the end of 2023.
I'd make a motion, we approve Jim Ewing is on the library board, known him a long time, and I think he's ex-teacher in Hiawatha, so I'd make that motion.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next thing is consider appointment of Patrick Shelton as fire chief to fill the unexpired term. And I'd make that motion. We approve Patrick Shelton as fire chief to fill the expired term.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thanks for coming, fellas. You actually,
Done.
We need to swear you in. Repeat after me.
I, Patrick Sheldon,
Do solemnly pledge
do solemnly pledge
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties of fire chief.
and faithfully discharge the duties of fire chief.
So help me God.
So help me God.
And your signature on this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. 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 Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
man. You guys can hang around if you want to. You don't have to leave.
We're gonna pull it up.
There you go. Next thing on the agenda, consider approval of drinking establishment license renewal for Red's Ale House. I guess is there a motion with
I'll make a motion to approve the drinking establishment license renewal for Red's Ale House.
your second?
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Carried. Next thing, consider approval of license renewal for several sales cereal beverage for the Pizza Hut. Is a motion we approve that?
I'll make a motion to approve the license renewal to sell cereal malt beverages for Pizza Hut.
Second.
Made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Carried. Next thing is recommendation, action motion to approve ordinance 2105, the ordinance of approximate amount set up to in each fund in the budget for calendar year 2022, provide for the payment of all claims and changes against the accounts provided by therefore. they're in. I guess I guess everybody's been through been approved, so I guess.
This is the annual appropriations ordinance that sets, allows us to pay the bills per the budget.
Motion we approve
I'll make that motion.
the second.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comment? No other comments, we'll vote.
Commissioner Wilkie?
Aye.
Commissioner Shepherd?
Aye.
Commissioner Middendorf?
Aye.
Commissioner Chambers?
Aye.
Mayor Collins?
Aye, motion carried. Next, consider approval of resolution 2021-07. Approving the execution and delivery of an agreement to release and sign the city opt claim for the Kansas Attorney General and certified costs attributed to the substance abuse and addiction mitigation in excess of $500.
This has to do with, it's called Kansas Fights Addiction Act. It was passed by the state legislature this past summer, but it has to do with opioid settlements. It's a multi-state litigation the states entered into. Per the act that was passed, 75% of settlement funds go to the state. The remaining 25% will be split between participating municipalities. So it's an MOU with the Attorney General. Any claims that they would receive of that 25%, like I said, will go out to the cities. Right now, we don't receive any to help. They do, and I will add, they do have to be costs related to substance abuse mitigation, law enforcement. So any funds that we do receive could go towards those purposes. But to do so requires resolution being passed, which authorizes the execution of the agreement with the Attorney General. It's basically saying that the city is not going to enter into litigation on its own. They'll let the state handle it, and any funds received then will be distributed back. But there's the resolution, like I said, which authorizes entering into the agreement. And then there's also two settlement participation forms. One is with Johnson & Johnson, but they call it Janssen in this. And then the other is just all the other distributors. There are two forms that would also have to be submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2021-07, a resolution approving the execution and delivery of an agreement to release and assign the city's opioid claims to the Kansas Attorney General and certifying costs attributable to substance abuse and addiction mitigation in excess of $500.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments?
Is this one of those things you'll probably get next to nothing?
Could be. Hard to tell. In fact, the MOU isn't even finalized yet that the Attorney General is working on. So we will have to see. But the deadline is the end of the year. So kind of trying to wait for the MOU, but there's no MOU yet. So the league does recommend it has their support, and they're assisting in the writing of the MOU as well. So.
Well,
Commissioner Shepherd?
Aye.
Commissioner Middendorf?
Aye.
Commissioner Chambers?
Aye.
Commissioner Wilkie?
Aye.
Mayor Collins?
motion carried. Next, consider authorizing the city administrator to sign the submitted forms.
I'll make a motion to approve authorizing the city administrator to sign and submit opioid settlement participation forms.
Second.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, consider approval of resolution 2021-08. Resolution that waives gap. We do that every year. Yes. Does everybody understand that, I guess?
That's part of our audit, correct? Tish? Yeah, part of the audit process.
Okay. The gap,
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2021-08, a resolution that waives gap requirements as set forth in KSA 75-1120A.
motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
Commissioner Shamper?
Aye.
Commissioner Willoughby?
Aye.
Commissioner Shepherd?
Aye.
Commissioner Haywood?
Aye.
Mayor Collins?
Aye, motion carried. Next thing is next thing is 2021-09. That's a resolution finding that the structure located at 308 South 10th Street constitute an immediate hazard requirement, immediate action, and direct said structure be removed.
This is the garage at 302 South 8th.
That's the one we discussed last.
Correct.
meeting.
Yes.
Wait, 30.
I'm sorry, not 302. I was thinking of 308 South 10th.
We're gonna tear some poor
Yeah.
person's garage down.
Yeah. he's
No,
on
there's
Wall
nothing at
Street.
302 South 8th right now. But, yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2021-09, a resolution finding that the structure located at 308 South 10th Street constitutes an immediate hazard requiring immediate action and directing said structure be removed.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and second. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
Commissioner Willoughby?
Aye.
Commissioner Shepherd?
Aye.
Commissioner Haywood?
Aye.
Commissioner Shamper?
Aye.
Mayor Collins?
Aye, motion carried. Next thing is consider approval of resolution 2010 abatement and derelict nuisance vehicle. That's actually it's located at 108 East Miami Street. It's just right directly behind the Pizza Hut. Andy.
Basically, if you have any questions, that property, the pictures you have in your packet are from August, and there's a lot of accumulation that's been cleaned up, but there's vehicles there that are either inoperable or untagged. So if you pass this resolution tonight, we'll serve it upon the owner. That'll give the owner 10 days to bring the property into compliance, or else we'll have a tow company come in and remove the vehicles that are inoperable or not tagged. So
Is that all the property they got down there? Or just that one vehicle?
well, so
Well, explain it.
there's a number of vehicles. I think they're reparked. They're in different positions than they are in the photographs in your packet, kind of a circle in the middle, and there's some around the outside. So.
This is a commercial property though, so why are we doing this?
So it is commercial property, and I believe it's zone B2, but auto salvage isn't a permitted or conditional use in that particular zoning district. So if it was zone industrial, I believe there's an I2, you can have a salvage yard, but not in a business two. Mostly we attempted to have the landowner come to city court on a citation. They were properly served with a citation for court. They didn't appear in court. There's really not a recourse. If they would have come to court, the owner would have come to court, we'd have probably given them some more time to bring the property into compliance and explain it to them. But the owner, there's two names associated with the property, an owner and probably an agent. Neither one of them has been particularly cooperative with the city as far as getting the vehicles under control. So as always, it's our hope that once
Do they own all the vehicles down there?
that, I don't know. We're in the process now of getting kind of a streamlined service, so we're limited on what we can do as far as running registrations through the national databases for names and addresses.
I know at one time that bus belonged to Gary Meisner, construction deal. I just don't know who owns all the property down there. I mean,
There's two names associated with it. Both of them are on the letter. in my
is
packet.
Goodman still down there and that?
His name is still on the property. I don't know who's down there. I think Mr. Harness was the one that was dealing with Dave Wilson.
That's not Charlie Hornis, is it?
Shane.
Okay, good.
Just not interested in doing anything since it's commercial property. I don't think we want to go into it going after somebody's business, basically. That's not what this is about, I didn't think really.
But if it's not zoned for this business, then that's not right either. And some of the stuff here is just junk. I mean,
And some of that stuff has been cleaned up. There's the accumulation, you're seeing tires and some car parts and things like that. He's removed those on his own.
Still a guy's livelihood, so that's the way he makes a living.
but once again, if it's
There's
not,
vehicles there that haven't been moved in months or years. They don't have tires on them. They don't have anything else. It's junk. And then there's no tag on it and it's against the city code, so. I mean, if people
I
have
assume
vehicles
they are in
using
the
them, I'm
city.
in favor of saving them, but
I'm sorry.
They are in the city. then.
They are. I think it was, the whole ordeal was prompted by he has some neighbors to the north that share a backyard. I know that there's been some complaints. Like I said, the property is in much better condition as far as the accumulation part of it goes.
Can't get a hold of anybody that owns the property.
There's a mailbox there, but it took took the sheriff's department maybe 4 times to get them served with the notice to appear in city court.
Well, they gotta live somewhere where I mean.
That's true, but
I mean,
the taxes are delivered to that address at 104 Miami Street, East Miami Street. So, I mean, we can attempt to make some contact with them if there's a decision to table a resolution to the next meeting. We can sure attempt to make some contact. That was what I tried to do with the letter, although that's pretty short notice. Hopefully they would have got it before today, but I haven't heard back from anybody.
I'd at least like to ask to table it till for 2 weeks, because I didn't realize. I meant to reach out and see what was going on down there. But I'd like to call Shane and get a hold of him and see what's going on.
You know him.
Yeah.
Good. I
I just
don't,
didn't have him. I meant to call before the meeting. I did not have time.
I don't have a problem if you want to give it a couple of weeks to, I guess we're gonna have a meeting in a couple of weeks.
And I would recommend a motion to table.
I'd make that motion with table it for 2 weeks.
I'll second it.
Made and second, any other comment? No other comments for vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Thanks, Andy.
Yep.
Next, next thing on the agenda is executive session for attorney-client relations. Is 10 minutes or not?
I'll make a motion that the city commission recess into executive session in the conference room for a period of 10 minutes to discuss matters of potential litigation. The justification for closing the meeting is to consult with the city attorney to discuss matters privileged under the attorney-client relationship. The open meeting will resume at 6:06 PM in the commission chambers and to include the city commission, attorney, and administrator.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion been made and second, go in executive session for 10 minutes. Any comments? All the comments will vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
At 6:11, or I guess it's 6:12. The city commission is called back into open meeting. The commission took no binding action during executive session.
Second.
Motion been made and second, come back in, no binding action. Any other comments? No other comments, we'll vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried. Next thing, is John.
I have nothing this evening, thank you.
Where's you?
Can we do it again?
Fish,
I have no.
Randy?
I have nothing.
Mike?
I do. Fire department was contacted by the Brown County Emergency Manager to see if we'd be willing to enter into a mutual aid agreement with the state of Kansas for emergency fire services. Basically, if there's a large fire event, I guess technically somewhere in the state where they need assistance and we have available personnel and equipment to send that way without jeopardizing our protection here, if we'd be willing to. Now, I haven't received a document or anything, but I just want to let you know that we were contacted. It might come up again. Other thing, 400 Potawatomi, the streets department has the houses or the structures slated for demolition, all marked out. Evergy's been through and cut the power and the gas and all that from Kansas Gas. 400 Potawatomi was the church. It's been marked. We haven't heard anything about it since the meeting in October but Nick wants to start over in that area, 502 Pot and 401 Kickapoo. So naturally he would kind of move in a pattern hitting that. But I thought on that one, because there had been interest shown in maybe trying to renovate it or rehab or whatever, get the commission's thoughts before he sinks the excavator into it. Like I said, I haven't heard anything further from I think it was Miss Bolden or the Historical Society or anything. I do know that there have been some complaints since then from neighbors about say squatters or uninvited inhabitants. I think the owner worked with the police department to get it padlocked. But again, before Nick went over there with the excavator, went through the round, I just wanted to see if it's something the commission would rather have us move it to the back of the list or just proceed.
I guess. Well, you
I'd say just
think of
get it
that.
going.
All right.
And
I don't need a motion or anything. Go.
in speaking with the owner, when he gave us in speaking with the owner, when he gave us the key, walked our officers all around it and through it to lock it all up. He did mention that time that he had also reached out to the individuals that he thought were interested and they would like to give it away, but the lady that was kind of leading it did not want it into her name. She was still trying to find a different pattern for that, but that's where it was left. That was 1st of December when we finally got it locked up for good. So
Who owns the property?
it's the LLC, Bob Witt LLC group. So anyway, that's what my 2 cents. Thank you.
All right. Like I said, we don't need any action tonight. I just wanted to let you all know that.
Well, take it down. It's nice.
Move on from there. Only other thing I have, city holiday parties coming up, January 8th. Dinner will start at 6. There'll be I think gathering will start at 5:30. Refreshment time. 2 years ago when we held the party, the commission approved, I think it was 3
There you go.
individual personal days as prizes for the employees that attend. The name can be drawn and they get 8 hours, a personal day. That's being asked for again, if the commission would consider. I think it went over well last time. It was one of the bigger,
We've done that 2 years.
twice now. Okay.
And it's the first one that goes.
Yeah. Yeah. If that's the case, we'd ask for a motion to approve 3 individual personal days to be handed out as prizes at the city holiday party.
I'd make that motion.
There's a second.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded. In the comment. Comments will vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Motion carried.
All right. The only other thing I have, I'll be out the rest of the week. Probably slip in to approve payroll at some point, but otherwise, Happy New Year. Made it through 2021.
No, not
So
yet.
far, well, right.
Don't say that yet.
Yeah. Well, I did it now.
I know.
I guess my time, I'm not actually pleased with the chief of police, and I think that we need to be going in a new direction on leadership, and so I'm gonna make a motion, we terminate the chief. Second.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. It's open for comment.
This is kind of hitting us.
Yeah, there's,
I've never heard of it.
It's on the floor.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know that, I mean, this happened last time. And this time I don't like not having any heads up, not having an idea of where this is coming from. I don't think it's a respectful way to do things.
Well, I deal with this every day. I'm in the office every day, and I think that I think we need to action. So, and we can put it on the floor. Get a vote. Okay.
Aye.
Commissioner Mindorf?
Name?
Commissioner Shan?
Nay?
Commissioner Wilkie?
Aye.
Motion carried. Motion carried.
And get all my stuff turned in.
Actually, John, didn't we sign a contract? You had 45 days.
No.
No, my contract was that if I'm terminated without cause, that I'm just paid out.
Okay. All right. Well,
Severance.
let's
Nine,
make
3
it
months.
happen then.
Yeah.
All right.
So would it be all right if I go ahead and do that this evening then?
That'll be fine.
Okay,
John. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you.
If we got roll call, didn't we? Okay, all right, Evans? You have anything?
No.
Becky?
I am quite disappointed to be a member of this commission right now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
Have zero respect right now.
Dave?
Yeah, I don't think that's the right way to handle that. I don't know what's going on. I don't feel comfortable with that at all.
Okay,
I
well,
would like to compliment the city staff for cleaning up after the storm, though. They did a good job.
Actually works by majority, so that's
But
what,
we're also are showing our city staff that anytime they can show up here and not have a job without having any kind of discussion or heads up or talking or anything. I mean, even if I'm gonna get fired, I'm at least gonna have a reason, or people are gonna let me know what's going on. And so we are now showing our city employees that
Everybody's at will, so.
that's not how you keep good people.
All right. Dave has the floor. Fine.
Only thing I have, I'd like to see if we could possibly look into doing something about the trains honking their horns, like if we do,
Now.
like right now. If we could do, maybe just start looking into this and seeing if there's a way that we could get that to, if we would be interested in it, or, you know, get some numbers together and find out what
Like
it
the-
realistically would take to do that.
Like they do in Seneca.
Yeah, everywhere around besides us. Now, I've done a little bit of research. We do have a little bit different. We have a lot of crossings in town, and it's not like some of the other towns only have one, which it's a lot cheaper, but I would at least like to see if we'd be interested in doing something like that. I think that everybody would enjoy something like that in town. If that was not going on anymore.
They did that in Olathe when I lived in Olathe. I don't know who paid for it, but you've got to have very tightly controlled crossings where nobody can go around the
There's concrete
crossbar
work
and all that,
and
and you've got all these bollards. It's a lot of work, but
I know we looked into
I don't
that
know
a
who
long
pays for
time
that.
ago. But I can't remember what came of it. I know we looked into it a long time ago.
Police department.
Uh-huh.
I guess the only way you can do it, just send a letter to them. And
yeah, I mean, just see what it's gonna cost and what if we'd be interested in doing that, is all I'm saying. I think that it'd be a great addition for Hiawatha in general.
Yep.
That all you got, Mike?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Is there a motion we adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. Comments, no other comments, we'll vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.